What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today let's talk about why I use certain transfer companies. Now, over the past few months, you might have seen a lot of Transfer Express videos and a lot of Supacolor videos. This is just me bringing the information about these transfers that I personally use to my YouTube channel. A lot of the comments I get are confused comments like, wait, so you don't use any of the other transfer companies in the list? What about the companies in the sample pack? What's going on? Now, these are all valid questions. I still use all the companies in the list. I still use all the companies in the sample pack. I use different companies for different reasons. It only benefits me to have a lot of different options when it comes to ordering transfers. You always hear that saying of don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, I don't use just one transfer company. I use a lot of different ones. And the reasons why I use a bunch of different ones, it hasn't changed since my very first video when I talked about transfers. I like having the options. There's people that do really good single color work. There's people that do very good multicolor work. There's people that have bigger transfer sheets. There's people that have smaller transfer sheets. There's people that offer bigger gang sheets. There's people that have quick turnaround times. There's people that do really good work, but production time takes about 2 weeks. And then there's also transfers that have certain ink formulas that my customers love. So I'd be dumb if I just switched up the transfer company on my customers and they're like, hey, why does the print feel way different than the stuff that I'm used to? So I buy based on what my customers love. Now, when it comes to some of the transfer companies that you see on my videos like Supacolor Transfer Express, they offer two totally different things. Supacolor does excellent multicolored designs. Every design that I make isn't multicolored. A lot of the designs I make are single color. Sometimes double color, most of the time single. On the rare occasion that I do a multicolored design, that's why I go through Supacolor. Now, is it because Supacolor can't do single color transfers? No, they can, but you're paying for a multicolor transfer. They don't charge by the color, they charge by the transfer. So if I did a 18 color design through Supacolor and I also did a single color design through Supacolor, price is going to be exactly the same for that one color design versus that 18 color design. But if you actually thought about what it takes to screen print something like that, an 18 color design, something crazy, right? Unless they're doing 4-color process, all that stuff. But it's crazy to do that many colors in a design. The labor cost alone is going to be expensive. So when ordering transfers, using transfers, that's where my mind goes first, is how much would this cost to be screen printed? How much would it cost to be DTG printed? Then factor in what Supacolor is charging me for that print. That is my deciding factor when it comes to this, is I have something to compare it to. I know what it costs to screen print a multicolor job. I know what it costs to DTG print a multicolor job. So when you compare those prices to Supacolor's prices, Supacolor wins all day long. But am I gonna pay that price for a single color print? Probably not, because it wouldn't make sense for me to go that route if I could get single color prints cheaper elsewhere. You know what I mean? For myself, there's no one transfer company that's above all of them. Everybody does very good transfers for their respected transfers. So it's like if Supacolor was like a steakhouse, right? They're top of the line steakhouse. This is where you go if you want that real deal beef. You're not gonna go to the steakhouse and order chicken nuggets. You know what I mean? Same goes for Transfer Express. If Transfer Express is the go-to sushi spot, right? This is like the best fish around. This is the sushi spot. You're not gonna go to the sushi spot looking for spaghetti. You know what I mean? It's like, do you go to one restaurant for everything? And I get it, there's buffets and stuff like that. If you wanted a really good steak, you go to the steak spot. If you wanted really good sushi, you go to the go-to sushi spot. That's how I look at all these transfer companies. But if you just cruise the comments of any of my videos talking about transfers, you'll see some of these. Hey, why are you using this company and not this company? Or do you think this company is better than this company? No. As brand owners, we have the flexibility of using whatever transfer company that we want to use. You don't even have to use all the transfer companies that I use. If you didn't agree with any of the companies I talk about, any of the companies in the list or in my sample pack, Google's free. You could get on Google, look up transfer companies, and order your own transfers from your own companies that you wanted to. These are just the companies that work for myself, and this is how I run my brands and my businesses off of these transfers from these transfer companies. Shit, you don't even got to use transfers at all. You could screen print, you could DTG, you could do whatever you want. If you wanted to do the white toner printer stuff, if you wanted to do the sublimation on the cotton stuff or whatever it is, by all means, go for it. Everything that I speak about on this channel is how I run my brands and my businesses. Like I said, this is my channel. This is how I run my businesses. This is how I run my channel. If you got a problem with it, by all means, you don't gotta watch my videos. If you have another transfer company that you prefer and you don't agree with the transfer companies that I talk about, that's cool. Like I said, there's no transfer company that's better than the other. I use all of these companies for certain reasons. I would suggest that you have a pocket full of different transfer companies that you use also. Because what if one of these transfer companies goes down on production, right? What if their machines are down? What if their personnel's down? What if their website's down and you can't order transfers? You need to have a backup and a backup to the backup and a backup to that backup. You know what I mean? Shit, you can make a pros and cons list of all these different transfer companies that you use. That's what I did. And figured out who does what benefits myself. That's all it is. I'm worried about what works for myself. You should worry about what works for you. So to answer the question why I use all these different companies, the answer is why not? Figure out what you like out of all these companies. Who does good single color? Who does good opaque prints? Who does good multicolor prints? Who has big gang sheets? Who has good price breaks at certain quantities? Who has quick turnaround times? Who does free shipping? Who has good customer service? What ink formulas do you like? What ink formulas does your customers like? What holds up best in the wash? All of this stuff is what I did already. I made a list. I have all of that stuff already broken down. And that's why I use all the companies that I use. That's why I do wash tests and I show you guys in videos how they hold up. That's why I show you what the prints look like. That's why I show you what the transfers look like. That's why I show you how I gang stuff up, how I press them down, what my pressure settings are, all that stuff. Because that's how I run my brands. All my businesses are ran with these same exact transfers. I don't have no secret transfer company that I don't talk about, that I use, but I don't let nobody know about. Very transparent on this channel. If you wanted to know, you could check out the list. If you wanted to test these out, get a sample pack, or just watch my videos. Shit, this right here is a transfer. I show this in some of the videos too. This is literally how I run all my brands and businesses. So if you wanted to operate similar to what I do, cool. If you wanted to operate some way totally different, fine by me. I'm just letting you guys know what works for myself, all right? Like I said, there's no right or wrong transfer company to use. Even if you didn't even want to use transfers, there's nothing wrong with screen print. There's nothing wrong with DTG. There's nothing wrong with white toner. However you want to run your business, that's how you run your business. This is how I run my business, all right? Catch you guys on next one, man. Yeah.